what's up? Welcome to your Grow Your Glutes at Home workout. This is part of my 3-day weekly program to build your butt. So today's class is no standing, no squats, no lunges, and no music. You know how we do it here on Pilates On Demand. This is all guided, real-time instructed moves. So it is crucial for you to understand how to activate and feel your butt muscle firing in order to sculpt and grow the glutes. Today we're gonna be using a little bit of equipment. I've got my handy heavy dumbbell. This guy is 50 pounds. Now don't worry if you don't have anything that heavy. You can use 2 of your lighters to equal something heavier, or be creative and use something in your house like your child. I'm just kidding. And you can use that for your glute bridges. I've got a lighter 10-pound dumbbell. That can be light, whatever that is to you. And we've got 2 different bands. Both are heavy. I've got a heavy rubber and a heavy fabric. Whoop. Then I've got my 2 gliders, and that is going to complete what we need to really sculpt out your bum and get it rocking. So this whole routine, like I said, is on the mat. We are gonna get right into it using a heavy resistance band, and then we'll move into our weighted exercises with the heavier guy, moving to the lighter guy, and then we'll hit a total burnout. So guys, let's get those glutes growing. And don't forget to check out my new membership program for exclusive content, aka more videos, so we can keep working out together. Find that link in the description below, as well as my cute outfit. I love Craze Yoga. I say it all the time, but I'm serious. Affordability and quality, like, they're just the best. So I will link these guys as well there. Now, let's get working out. So grab your heavy resistance band, slide it on above your knees on your thighs, and bring it to an all fours, so hands and knees. If you need to modify, you can put your forearms on the floor or on a bench or couch right in front of you if you need to modify for wrists. Okay, so I want you to already open the knees apart so there's tension in the band and we're not super close together. Tension in the band. Push the floor away, lift your face away from the ground, and tighten your stomach. Pull your abs in. We're gonna open the right knee out to the right without leaning to the left. So making sure that right hand stays grounded. Turn your right knee open to the right, and then lower the leg to a hover, so not resting it down. Open the right knee to the right, squeeze your outer hip, pull up on that band, lower it to a hover. Pull your shoulders down and lengthen your neck, so keep good form in the upper body. You're only gonna open your right knee as wide as the only thing that moves is the right leg. So if you lift your right leg and you lean into the left hip, you need to hug the left hip in, and maybe you don't lift the leg quite as high. Okay, the other thing I sometimes see is people turn their hips out to lift the leg. So when you lift your right leg up, this right hip bone should point straight down at the floor. So right hip bone points down as the right knee turns out. Good. Exhale, we lift up. Inhale, we lower down. So you should already be feeling that side hip because we got a heavy band on. Okay, if you need more of a challenge, the suggestion would be to hold the leg up for a longer period of time at the top. Exhale, we lift. Inhale, we lower. Okay, you're gonna give me 3 more, and we're switching into the other leg. But when you know you only have 3 reps left, try not to rush it. And 2. Good, last one. And 1. Okay, so we're gonna do the other side. I'm gonna show you from the back real quick what I'm saying about that. So when that right leg lifts, I don't want you to lean to the left. See that this hip stays over the knee. So when I lift the leg, there's no movement in the hips. So not that, but this. Okay, switching sides, guys. So we're into our left leg. See if you can perfect the form, right? So this isn't a fast workout. It's slow and controlled. Less reps, more attention to quality. And I'm really here to teach you that doing more doesn't mean better results, yeah? Do better quality, maybe even less, you know, and you'll get more out of it. Good, squeezing into that left outer hip. Now, yes, this is a glute workout, but that doesn't mean that other things aren't working. So I want strong arms, ribs and abs lifted into the body. Okay, I'm gonna show you what I also do not want to see. When you open your left leg to the left, that you open your hips, right? Like you're turning your torso. The torso should not move in order to lift the leg. And maybe that means the movement is smaller, but that's okay because that means you're really working from your glute med. And that's what this is about, right? Okay, you're gonna give me 4 more, and we're gonna switch legs and lay on our side. You can even look at your hips. Yeah, it's totally fine to take a peek, see what's going on, and give yourself an adjustment. Last 2. Okay, last one. Awesome, release. Okay, so switching over, we're gonna lay on the left side and hit hydrants laying down. So you can either have your left hand supporting your head, or you can have a long left arm. Now I want your hips to be behind your back. So bring your chest forward and slide your hips back. Line your feet and knees up and lift up through your left ribs. So we're not chilling out, we're pulling up through this left oblique. Push your bottom leg down. That's key here. So when I lift my top leg up, my bottom leg hasn't lifted. The outer knee and the outer foot push into the floor. Good, exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. So I want to be really long in my lower belly, meaning I don't want to be crunched here. So expand your abdominal wall, reach your tailbone to the back wall. Woo! We just started, guys, and things are already heating up. Pull up, big squeeze, tap it down. Good, so work harder with the form. Ribs lifted, bottom thigh pushes down. Your chest is open, back muscles are together, and the tailbone is reaching to the back of the room. Let's do 4 more for 4. Notice how long I pause at the top. Try to do that. So like I said in the kind of intro, it's not just about doing this, the movement. It's about finding the activation. So you have to hold to activate. Okay, last one. And 1. Woo! Okay, so switch it up for me. We're gonna lay on the right. You can lay on your hand or your arm. Good. Slide your butt back. Reach your tailbone back and open your chest up. Shins line up with the front edge of the mat. Now keep your bottom leg heavy and lift up through your right ribs as we open that left knee to the ceiling and then tap it down. Good. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Good. So I'm letting my thigh, my left thigh, turn out in the hip socket without opening my hips to the ceiling. Okay, so just check that when you lift your top leg up, this top hip doesn't move back in space. So the hips should not move as we move through this exercise. Good. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. As much as this looks like it's just the left leg being challenged, it's both legs. So when you lift your left leg up, I also want you to think of pushing your right thigh down. Looking good, guys. We're gonna go for 4 more here. For 4. And 3. For 2. Okay, last one. I'm getting a suntan. And 1. Woo. Okay, so we're gonna switch sides. One more warm-up move, then we're grabbing some weights. It's a unilateral move, so we're doing it on each side. Come on to your left forearm. Now heels back towards your butt. We're doing clamshells. Open the chest, arch your back. So the spine position from the last move to this move is the same. Ribs up, chest open, not down. We're gonna drive left forearm, left thigh down to lift the hips up. Keep your feet connected and open the top knee up. Then everything's gonna come back down. Your modification is to hold down and do clamshells here at the bottom. The oblique is still lifting even if you take the modification, even if you have to stay down. Woo, my glutes are turned on. I know because I'm shaking. We go up, and I want you to drive your bottom knee down and your top knee up as hard as you can as you squeeze your feet, and then slowly take it down. So give me that 3 count hold at the top. You're up, you drive the legs apart, you hold, make it shake, and then we take it down. Good, exhale to lift. Open the band apart. Inhale to lower. Okay, you're gonna give me 5 more. We go up, drive the feet together, knees apart, and we tap it down. I do have a little natural curve in my lower back here, but I'm not back bending. Lift, drive the band open, and lower. Okay, if you feel this in your neck, absolutely you can look down, or you can omit the side plank and do the clamshells. Last 2. Woo! Okay, last one. We go up, drive as hard as you can, squeeze your feet together, and we take it down. Okay, so let's hit it on the other side. So I'm gonna come on to my right forearm. My knees are forward, my feet are back. Hips and shoulders are stacked. Lift through the right ribs. Squeezing the feet together, we drive the bottom arm and leg down. That's using your outer hip on the bottom. Now you're gonna drive your top leg up, and then we're gonna lower it down. So when I open my top leg, I'm not twisting my top hip to the ceiling. This left hip should point forward, even when we're all the way up. Good, exhale to lift, open the band, squeeze your butt. Inhale, lower it down. Big lift, open, squeeze, and we tap it down. Okay, this is number 5. Lift, push your legs apart, squeeze your feet really tight together. Okay, and then let's talk shoulder form here. So when you lift up, you don't want to be sitting in the shoulder. Think of your right elbow moving into the floor. Spread the front of that right collarbone. Okay, we got 4 more. We're here for 4. Good, last 3. For 3. Try to break the band, really go for it. Max effort, drive it apart. And 2, go, go, go. Okay, last one. Open the band, squeeze your feet, squeeze your glutes, drive it up, and take it down. Okay, are we feeling the tush? Yes? Awesome. So slide the band off. We're switching to the rubber band and our heavy weights. So now's the time. So just swap equipment. Rubber band above the knees on the thighs. I think I'm gonna lay my towel for my upper back so I don't slide. So you can always do that if you're getting sweaty. And then I'm gonna grab my heavy dumbbell. It is time. So whatever your heavy is, we're laying down for a glute bridge. So the feet are wide, slightly turned out. Your heels are gonna be in underneath your knees. And then we're gonna lift the weight and put it on the hips. Okay, we're using dumbbells here. I want you to be careful and spot the weight. So you have to hold it in your hands. You're not lifting the weight, but you're spotting it. Tilt your tailbone into the mat so your lower back does have an arch. Now lock your core in, suck your abs in really tight. Find pressure in your feet. Now squeeze your glutes, drive your hips up. Hold, 1, 2, 3, tap it down. Your butt should touch, your low back should not. Drive the feet down, lift the hips, squeeze 1, 2, 3, and tap it down. Okay, we're going for a set of 12. If you are moving quicker than me, slow down, take longer hold at the top. Good. Your exhale lifts you up, contract your glutes and drive your feet through the floor, and then your inhale taps you down. This is gonna take us halfway. Okay, we should feel the back of the legs here. If you're feeling your low back, maybe you're driving your hips too high. So you don't have to lift your hips in order to engage your butt. You should be able to squeeze your butt right here at the bottom. And then continue to squeeze and lift without jamming your hips up too high, because we don't want to compress that lower back. Good, drive it up and tap it down. Okay, give me 3 more. For 3. Okay, keep the thighs pushing out in the band. 2. Good, last one. And 1. Good, tap it down and just set the weight aside. Okay, so let's talk progression and modifications. Progression. You're gonna go to your heavy band. If you're good where you're at and that was a solid challenge, stay there. If you need to modify, lose the band, as long as you're keeping your knees open and they're not caving in, or lower the weight. So I'm gonna up it because I felt good. So feet are slightly turned out. The band helps you from letting the knees roll in, yeah? You wanna open that band up. We're gonna grab our weight again, and we're headed into our second set. There isn't like the prettiest way to put this on. Okay, so toes and knees are slightly turned out. The inside of your foot is down as you open the thighs into the band. Tilt the tailbone into the floor. Round 2. We lift, hold, pause, and then tap it down. Exhale, drive, lift, and we tap. Looking good. So we're going for a set of 12 here. Pull your shoulders down. Make sure they're not all cranked up on your neck. And stand evenly in both feet. If you're aware that you have a leg that dominates, maybe try to shift some of the weight into the other foot. Okay, we've got 6 more. We're here for 6. The dumbbell happens to be uncomfortable sitting on you, then put like a mat or a pad or a towel underneath it. Last 4. Drive the band open, just like we started class with. And 3. Squeeze your glutes as tight as you can at the top. For 2. Okay, last one. For 1. Okay, tap it down. You can rest the weight or you can just slide it to the side for a second. Shake it out. Okay, we're gonna go for 1 more round. It's a set of 3, and then we move on, okay? Take big breath in. Maybe you need to stretch your hamstrings out. You can totally do that. Let's wrap it up with these glute bridges. So last one, place the weight on your hips. Widen your stance. Really get that band open. Drop your tailbone. Lock your abs in. Shoulders are down. Drive down into your feet. Big squeeze in the glutes. And we tap, but not rest. Drive up. 1, 2, 3. and tap. Let's rock 10 more. We've got 10 and 9. Inside of the foot down as you break the band apart for 8 and 7. Woo, let's go guys. We've got 6 and 5 for 3. Don't let those knees pull together. For 2. Okay, last one. Give me that 3 count hold. Lift, hold, drive the knees open, squeeze your glutes. 3, 2, 1. We're down. Okay, thank you, heavy dumbbell. That was fun, and we're done with you. So we're gonna slide this band off, coming into some all fours work, guys. I'm going to be using my rubber band. Now, I'm not going to go fabric anymore. I want the mobility of the band, how this is stretchier for our next moves. Okay, so we're gonna put the band above the knees on the thighs, and I'm gonna show you something real quick. The non-working leg, the band is gonna go underneath the knee, so it keeps the band in place. Okay, so grab your 10-pound dumbbell. Your option for this, if you don't want to be on your hands, is your forearms on the floor or on the couch in front of you. I'm going to be on my hands. Put the weight behind the back of the left knee. You have to squeeze the heel to your butt the whole time. This is going to contract that hamstring and glute. Kick your right shin down to anchor the band, hands under the shoulders. So here we go. We're going to lift up into our donkey kick. Squeeze your butt, squeeze the band, tap it down. Clamp the weight behind your knee. So do not straighten your leg at the top. Big lift up, squeeze. Tap it down. Okay, push the floor away to keep your chest and your abs lifted. Nice work, guys. Holding at the top for 6, squeeze your butt. Look at your knee and make sure it points straight down and it is not turned out to the side like that. Straight to the floor. Last 4. And 3. Woo! For 2. Good, last one. 4, 1. Okay, so we're gonna switch that up. I'm gonna stay facing this direction so we can look at the supporting knee. So band's gonna go underneath the supporting knee and over the knee that's moving. So right leg has the dumbbell, clamp it, kick your right shin down, apply pressure, push the floor away so much it could lift the knee up, right? Stamp it into the floor with the top of the foot. The abs are in, squeeze the dumbbell, and here we go. We're gonna lift up, squeezing into that right glute. You can look back and take a peek at the form, and then tap it down. So if you're a dancer and you like to turn your leg out, I want you to think of the moving leg. I'm working my right inner thigh to the ceiling, outer hip should point to the floor. Good, squeeze to lift. Okay, kick the supporting shin down a lot to help you slightly tuck your pelvis and lift your belly. Good, let's find 6 more right here. We're here for 6. And 5. For 4. And 3. For 2. Nice job, guys. Last one. For 1. Good, and then we take it down. Okay, slide the dumbbell out and switch the band. Above the left knee, below the right knee. Take a beat. We're gonna go. We got this. And set up. Band behind. That was a really quick beat. You know how I work here. Set the band up behind the left shin. Push the floor away. Kick the right shin down. Let's move. Squeeze up. Make sure the left knee points towards the floor and not the left wall. Pull your heel into your backside. Good. Drive your toes through the ceiling. My foot is pointed. Good. We're here for 6. Lean into that left hand. Hug the right hip over the right knee. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, 1. Always make the last rep the best rep. Do not rush it. Okay, swap the band. Under the left knee, over the right thigh. Set the weight behind the right leg. Take your left hip, stack it over the left knee. Clamp the dumbbell. Push out of the floor, and let's move. Okay, so drive your left shin down into the mat as we lift that right leg up. Breathe out to lift. Breathe in to lower. Squeeze the back of your knee. Keep it tight. Okay, that's 6. We've got 6 more. Here we go. We're here for 6. And 5. Okay, if the weight is rolling, you're not squeezing it tight enough. 4. And 3. For 2. Last one. For 1. Okay, guys, I know, these are tough, and sometimes it's hard to want to do one more set. But we've got 1 set left of this move, and this is what's going to give us that kind of crease, that clear definition between the thigh and the butt. So let's do it. It's worth it. Switch the strap above your left knee, below the right, and let's rock it. Dumbbell behind the back of the left thigh. Give it a squeeze. Plant the palms. Lift your core. Kick the right shin down. Lift up, squeeze your butt, and lower. We lift, squeeze, and lower. Favor your left hand. You can always look at your form to align your hips better. It's not like you set the form up one time and it's gonna be good to go the whole time. You kind of have to reassess the whole time you're doing the exercise. Good, give me 6 more. We've got 6. Good, lift your thigh up into that resistance band at the top for 5. And 4. For 3. And 2. Okay, last one. And 1. Killer. Okay, are you sweating? I'm sweating. So swap it out. Band is going underneath the left, over the right. Let's finish our donkey kicks. Place the weight, wedge it up behind the back of the knee. Push the floor away. Kick the right shin down, apply pressure, and let's move. We lift, squeeze into that right glute. We tap it down. Shoulders should be over the wrists and not coming forward, okay? We have 11. And 10. For 9. And 8. Your lower back should not move as you lift the leg up, right? It's not gonna bend more. That is your stability, that is your core. I don't care how high the leg goes, I care that you're holding your core in, not bending your spine, but moving from the base of your seat. Okay, 5 more, we got 5, Maybe close your eyes, zone into that right glute. 4. And 3. For 2. Last one. For 1. Woo! That is just no joke. Okay, take a seat for a second. Wipe the sweat. And we are moving on. So we're gonna have the band above both of the thighs. We're gonna lay over on the left side and put the dumbbell on the outside of your right thigh. Bend the left knee and push the thigh down. Arching your low back so your bottom ribs are lifted, and we're gonna go for a leg raise. So I'm gonna lift and lower the leg. I'm gonna show you something real quick. I have to put the weight down to show this. So as I lift my leg, I want to feel the squeeze here and the crunch basically here, not here. So the difference would be that I'm bending at my waist to lift the leg up. That's your oblique. I want your oblique stable and moving from your outer hip here. So it's smaller for sure, but this is what we're targeting, not this. Okay? That's the spiel. Now let's go. Okay, if you want, you can totally lay all the way down. Toes and knees should point straight forward. Okay? Looking good, guys. Okay, we're gonna go for 10 more. We've got 10. Hold it at the top till you feel it fire. Woo! I think we're gonna be sore, you guys. Give me 5 more for 5. And 4. For 3. And 2. Okay, last one. Hold, squeeze. And 1. Okay, bring it down. Swap sides for me. So we're laying over here onto the right. The right knee is bent. Weight is in the left hand. Ooh, I'm definitely gonna have to close my eyes for a second. I'm getting a suntan. Slide your booty back behind you, arch your lower back, and lift your right ribs up. Flex through the left foot. We lift, squeeze, and we lower down. Okay, so when you lift up at the top, make sure your left knee and toes point forward. The abdominal wall is elongated. So remember, we're not in a tucked position here. Lengthen your low belly by sending your tailbone back behind you. You can always take a peek at your form. Good. And again, when we lift this leg up, it's not from your ribs dropping. Your right ribs should be lifted. We stop when we feel the squeeze in the outer hip, we hold, rather than squeezing higher up from the waist. You know, I don't think you'll get hurt doing that, but it's just not what we're targeting, right? Good. Breathe out and lift. Breathe in and lower. Good, we got 10 more. We're here for 10. Remember, as the top leg lifts, push your bottom leg down into the floor. 9. 8. Good thing my makeup has sunscreen in it. Woo, Jesus. 7. And 6. Good. For 5. I always like to check my form. And 4. Woo! For 3. And 2. Good, last one. And 1. Okay. So guys, we have the same equipment. We're gonna come to all fours. So we've got our rubber band. Make sure it's rubber and not fabric. And then we're gonna slide the band underneath your left knee. The right leg is gonna be the mover, because I wanna switch legs since we just worked the left. So put the band under the left and over the right. Then put the dumbbell behind the back of your right leg. So we're doing a hydrant here, a weighted hydrant. Kick the supporting shin down, squeeze the dumbbell with your left. Okay, so we're gonna do a weighted hydrant. So here's the setup. Slide the band under the left knee. That's gonna be our stabilizer. And put the dumbbell behind the back of the right knee. That's gonna be our hydrant leg. Squeeze the dumbbell like crazy to keep it in place and kick your left shin down. Lifting your core muscles, we're gonna open the right knee to the right and squeeze the hip, and then lower it to a hover, or you can set it down, either way. Stay heavy in the right hand. We lift, squeeze the outer hip, we lower. So take a peek at your hips. Both of them should point down the whole time. Try to drive that band up, hold and lift. Get your shoulders out of it. Lift, hold 1, 2, 3, and we lower down. Lift, hold 1, 2, 3, and we lower down. Okay, we got 6 more. And 5. For 4. And 3. For 2. Okay, last one. For 1. Whew. Everything is lit. Okay, let's switch it around. So now the left leg's gonna be our mover. So you're gonna put the band over the left knee and under the right thigh. Then we're gonna put the dumbbell behind the back of the left knee and give it a big squeeze here. Hands underneath the shoulders, abs are in. Kick the right shin down, pinch the weight with the left leg, belly in. Here we go, we're gonna open out to the left side of the room without anything shifting in the body. And then we lower to a hover. Breathe out to lift. Breathe in to lower. Make sure you hold the weight at the top. If you don't, and I was there in the room with you, I would give you a no rep, meaning I would not count it. It would not suffice. So if I'm there, what would you be doing? That's how much you should be showing up for yourself. Big hold, lift, belly in, and tap it down. Good, we've got 6. And 5. For 4. And 3. For 2. Last one. And lift, 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 squeeze. And 1. Oh my God. Sometimes these routines, they crush me, but in the best way. So we're done with the band. Slide the band off. So we'll just put the band out of the way. We're gonna do one more move for the outer hips using the dumbbell. If you need to modify this, you can do side lying hydrants like this with the weight. Okay? Our advanced move is our side kick. So we're kneeling hips distance. Tuck your tailbone. We have the weight in the right hand. Extend the right leg out to the right. Left fingertips, fist or palm underneath your shoulder. Open your chest up. Pull your navel in. We're gonna lift your leg up, and then we're gonna tap it down. So I don't really want you to lean into your left hand. I want you to push off of it so you keep your left hip and knee in alignment. Your modification could also be doing this without the weight. So that could be like your intermediate level. And then you know how to progress this because this is a weekly program. You can start with a pound or two and then build up from there. Good work, you guys. Lift, squeeze, and lower down. Good, I like to always recheck my form throughout. Exhale, we lift. Inhale, we lower. You're gonna give me 5 more. We're here for 5. And 4. For 3. Good. Last 2. Strong hips, baby. 1 more. And 1. Lift, 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 lift. And take it down. Okay, let's do this. And then we're into our last exercise. I know, sad, it went fast. So kneeling. Left leg to the left. Dumbbell on the left thigh. We're gonna lean over onto the right hand. Your hand, your knee, your foot are making one line. We're gonna lean the chest back, tuck the tailbone under, and we're into our leg lift. Squeeze up, tap it down. Lift, and lower. Good, just take it nice and slow. If you need to take a beat at the bottom, take the beat. We're gonna get through this. I promise you. Some days are tougher than others, but you're tough because you showed up and you're just gonna give me what you can. That's all I ask. It might not be what you consider your best day, but I consider it pretty freaking good if you showed up. That's all you gotta do is show up. Okay, we got 6 more. My outer hips feel like they're gonna collapse. And 5. For 4. Good. For 3. And 2. Okay, last one. And lift, lift, lift. Fire it. Close your eyes, drive it up. And release. Okay, guys, we're totally done with the weights. And we're gonna do our last move. So we have to change the mat if you have a mat, because we're gonna use the gliders. So I'm gonna pivot the mat so that I have mat just for my head and my upper back. And then my butt's gonna be at the end of it. And the gliders will have space to move out here, where your feet would be. So I got my gliders. My feet are gonna go on the gliders. I'm gonna be on my heels. I'm gonna slide my hips to the edge of the mat and then lay down so my upper back has a little cushion. Okay, so we've got one heel on each glider. Open your chest up. We're gonna come up into a neutral spine glute bridge. So you're gonna glide the right glider out. You're gonna glide it in and squeeze your hips up. We're gonna alternate. Left glider out, glide it in and lift the hips. So I want you to think of contracting the back of the leg, so right where your glute and hamstring attach. Inhale, glide it out. Exhale, pull it in, lift. Breathe in. Breathe out, squeeze. Okay, so I'm really not letting my hips drop too much. Just down an inch on the way out, and then big lift up on the way in. Pelvis is level. So that means when I move my right leg, I'm not opening the right hip and dropping it down. They're both at the same height the whole time, and they're both pointing to the ceiling the whole entire time. Okay, we're gonna go for 2 more each leg. I'm gonna take this into more of an advancement. Take it or leave it. Remember that we're gonna progress with this routine. So maybe it's not today that you do it, but you know, okay, in 6 weeks, 6 months, a year, when I have the strength, that's where I'm headed. Okay, you know what's up, guys. We're gonna double this up. So brace the mat, you can hold it. You're gonna glide the gliders out, almost all the way, pull them in, lift, squeeze your hips. I really want your toes and knees parallel. So we're not here. Get the inside of the heel down as you glide the glider to you. Out, not completely straight, pull in, lift. I don't want you to just straighten the leg all the way because it could really be bad for people that are hypermobile. Yeah, I don't want to get, I'm tongue-tied. I don't want us to jam into the back of the knee. I want this to be from your thighs, your muscles. Slide it in and squeeze, lift. Breathe out, breathe in. Okay, so slow this down as well. This is not cardio, this is strength training. Feel the muscles fire. Belly is in, shoulders are down. Okay, let's go for 5 more. For 5, can close your eyes, focus on the movement. And 4. For 3. And 2. 1 more, but don't go anywhere. And 1. Take it halfway out, glide it in an inch, out an inch, in an inch, out an inch. Squeeze your glutes like crazy. Pull your knees towards each other so they are in line with the hips. Let's go for 10. This is where you finish. 9. Squeeze your glutes in and up. We got 8. 7. Woo! 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Lower it down and release. Are we crazy or what? That was insane. High five. Good work. I think my legs are gel. Oh. Okay, you guys, let's pop it up and you can just move the equipment out of the way. And let's look at that sweat. That's impressive. Let's set the mat up for, oh my gosh, I'm dying, for some stretching. Do you feel like that too? Okay, so one of my go-to favorite stretches is crossing the ankles. We've got the right leg in front. If your hips are tight, you can stay lifted. Even put your hands behind you, let your knees drop. This is gonna stretch low back, outer hips, glutes. If you're looser, you're gonna come forward and stretch into it. Release the lower back, relax the shoulders down. I can guarantee you, if you stay with this routine, it's gonna do what you want it to do. It's going to do what you want it to do. Maybe give it a little sway right and left. Loosen up that lower back. Good, and then bring it up and swap your legs out. How are we feeling, guys? Open chest, come forward, hold or give it a little sway. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. I wanna know what bands, what weights you're starting with, and then I want you to look back on that in 6 weeks or a couple months and be like, dang, and see how much progress you had. Make notes so you don't forget where you started. Good, bring it up. Okay, so let's open this right leg out to the side. Bring your left leg to a butterfly. Flex that right foot so you can already feel the hamstring. If you're tight in your hamstring and your inner thighs, you can stay right here. If you're a little looser, we're gonna twist at the waist, pressing the left knee down, left hip down, and turn towards the leg. Getting a stretch in our lower back and our hamstrings. So just take a couple moments here to stretch, to slow down. And sometimes I find after like a big workout, I'm mentally really up and I need to chill. So take this moment to ground yourself before you enter the world again. So we'll be a little bit more even-keeled when we're ready to approach society after this. Exercise makes us better for it, right? Bring the right leg in. Left leg is on that diagonal. Toes are coming towards you. Heel out. You can have your hands right here if you want, or we can twist into it. But I want you to stay on your right hip. So right hip, right knee are staying there. We rotate to the left. Exercise, I think, really helps us deal with job pressure, family pressure, friend pressure, you know, mental health. It's really good for our mental health. Good, and then bring it up. Let's finish with a butterfly. So bottoms of the feet pressed together. You're gonna grab your toes, or you can grab your ankles, lift up and pull yourself forward. Good, pull your shoulders out of it, and then drop your head, go into a forward bend, jerk the back out. Try to gently press the knees towards the floor, opening up through the groin and the inner thighs. Good, and then let's roll it all the way up. You guys crushed it. Way to grow your glutes at home. We're on to something here. So keep it up, stay with it, and I promise you, you're gonna see results. You're gonna see what you're looking for. This is Lindsay here at Pilates On Demand. This routine is part of my 3-day weekly Grow Your Glutes program. So if you wanna look into that, join my membership, and the whole routine will be there. And I have tons of other exclusive workouts you could check out for my Pilates On Demand membership. I love working out with you guys, so smash that subscribe button, like and share with your friends, and I cannot wait to work out with you on the next one. Bye guys.